Welcome to TMZ Live, Meet Charles 2.0. This is Brian Tyler Cohen. He is the king of politics, and he's joining us for the next couple of days while Charles is on vacation, so thank you.
Of course, happy to be here.
Okay, so, everybody else is talking about the Taylor Swift wedding, on how great it was and all the details people know. We're going to do the exact opposite, because there are so many things the media got wrong in this case, including us. And, we've always talked about Taylor Swift kind of being this master manipulator of media, that she's always been able to kind of figure out, how to psych out the media and, create decoys and all. She did it in a huge way this time, like a huge way.
I think today, especially with everybody trying to get all up in your business, that is what it takes to master the media in this sense, to get people to look in different directions, to look in Rhode Island when you're going to be in New York, whatever it is.
But she did it, man.
This is it. This is like, usually in the past it was like, how do I get attention onto me? Now it's how do I get attention off of me?
Well, I would argue that the appearance is taking attention off her, but the reality is putting more attention on her.
Yeah, that's fair.
Here's the thing. You don't get married in Madison Square Garden when you don't want
when you want to be subtle?
Yeah, when you want to be subtle.
Yeah.
Okay.
Nothing says discretion like a Madison Square Garden on July 4th weekend wedding.
With 1,000 people.
1,000 people.
Okay, so here are some of the things that the media got wrong. Karlie Kloss was snubbed by Taylor and not invited to the wedding. She was invited. The ceremony and the party were going to be at different places. We said that, and we said it based on somebody who should have known this. Wrong. They both happened at the same place. The dress would be Oscar de la Renta, and she wore Dior. I think that's a felony. Selena Gomez, the bridesmaid. There were 0 bridesmaids. Her brother was the groom's or the bridesman or whatever they call it. They were married before July 3rd, before the ceremony. Wrong. She was going to wear multiple dresses. Wrong. She wore one. Tim McGraw was performing. Wrong. The Knicks were going to be, the starting 5 were going to be at Madison Square Garden. Wrong. And they came out and said, are you guys kidding? That the rehearsal dinner was actually the wedding. Wrong. And it goes on and on and on. She so manipulated the media here that I got to hand it to her. This was a masterclass at doing it. Seriously.
I think some stuff doesn't even pass the smell test. Like the idea that there's going to be multiple locations. First of all, it's not easy to get people to go to Madison Square Garden on July 4th weekend as it is with everything shut down. But then the notion that there's going to be another venue where then people are going to travel to Madison Square Garden in addition to that doesn't feel like, it feels like we should have known better.
Yet we didn't. Okay, so I've been wanting to ask you this. And a lot of people are going to get pissed off that I'm asking this question, but I'm going to ask it. So Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce have donated $26 million to charity. And we know that because their rep came out not just with a statement saying that, but listing each of the 26 charities that got $1 million each. So the question is, why'd they do that? And, there are some people who believe that when you donate to charity, you do it because you just want to donate to charity and you don't come out and say it. And there are other people who say, no, you come out and say it because you're encouraging other people to do it. Where do you fall?
Look, I think that there is a world in which this was an effort to front-run any bad press that comes out of a very lavish and disruptive wedding. Look, I've got lots of friends in New York who felt it's
right.
Again, it's not an easy weekend to close down, entire avenues in Midtown. But I think when you have this much ostentatious, lavish display, then it helps a little bit to kind of counteract that with a $26 million donation to charity. What are your thoughts?
it's a generous way of saying it, but I'm a little more cynical about it. That I think you're right, that it is an attempt to kind of thwart the Jeff Bezos, Lauren Sanchez blowback. But I gotta say, I don't know. I mean, you guys saw this.
I mean,
they're listing all this.
All the outlets, everyone was just trying to get any
But
nugget
everybody's saying,
that
oh
they
my God,
could
this
get.
is so wonderful, this is so great.
Right.
It's not about charity, it's about PR.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, they kind of had to come out and say that what were they going to just wait for all the other charities to come out and say Taylor and Travis donated?
Yes.
This way they just confirm it. They're like, yes, we
Also,
donated.
nobody has the platform that they do. So if we're
Right.
waiting for charities to come out and hoping
No one
that
will know about
some
it.
random charity has as big a megaphone as Taylor Swift and Travis
Totally.
Kelce on their wedding weekend, I mean, if you want to get this out, then you get it out. And the way to get it out is by allowing Taylor and Travis to have to use the platform that they had to say it.
So they're not saying, you should love us because we just gave $26 million to charity?
I think they had no choice because they were getting so much blowback from all these people in New York. that
Were they really?
Oh, yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
I talked to people that were in New York and they were like, this is ridiculous. I mean, you're shutting down all these city streets on a holiday weekend. We did stories that they impacted all those small businesses around there. The business owners were really upset that they were going to have to be shut down for a few days on a
major
holiday
weekend.
weekend.
Yeah.
And I almost think this donation was a last-minute thing because of the blowback they got publicly.
Well, let me ask you, like, what's more important here? Is it the intention or the fact that you did it? So, like, I get people are saying, oh, they only did it because it was PR, but they did it. And at the end of the day, does it denigrate the donation that it wasn't done, that it may not have been
$1
done
million
with?
to a charity.
No, $1
is-
million to a charity
$1
is
million
$1 million, whatever
Correct.
the motivation
Correct,
is.
exactly.
Does it matter? Yes.
Why?
Yes.
Why?
Because I don't know. I just have my view is that the idea of donating to charity is you want to help the
But
charity.
this isn't new
And
for
I'm not
her.
saying they don't, but is the primary purpose here to donate to the charity, which is just coming on the heels of the wedding, or the primary purpose for people to have good feelings about Taylor and Travis?
I mean, look, you can make the
The
argument
latter.
that a lot of these charitable donations are done because there's tax benefits to doing so. And
well, they
so,
could
like,
have done it at any time.
But this is Taylor. She's always giving. She's always giving so much money to people that work for her. Like, this is something that
No, I know, she's really
does.
generous. I get-
Chat's bringing that up. They're saying she donates like this all the time. She did that big bonus for all the Eras Tour workers.
Exactly.
And if they're giving the money to like charity, that's what matters.
should
It
go to
doesn't-
the
But why
NYPD.
didn't they do it months ago? They've had this place booked, right, for a long time. Again, it goes back to I
Timing.
think, getting close to the wedding. There was all this public blowback. And
Okay, what was the most surprising part of the wedding? You guys covered it.
Oh gosh, probably it actually being at Madison Square Garden.
Square Garden.
I think even the people that we spoke to were seriously unaware. They thought they were going to show up and maybe get shipped somewhere. I mean, you guys brought up the point: how do you ship over 1,000 people? But the fact that they showed up, they stayed there, that she was able to transform the inside, and
Probably Adam Sandler being the officiant.
Yeah, Adam, Devin's right.
that's the best part.
that's the best part for sure.
Yeah.
That Adam Sandler officiated.
I legitimately think that is the coolest thing. I mean, like, you know, growing up in the Happy Madison era, Big Daddy, Happy Gilmore, Billy Madison. I mean, I am like a huge lifelong Adam Sandler fan, and
doesn't love him?
he's also the ultimate everyman. And so
Totally.
there is a little bit of that dichotomy between, you know, the Taylor and Travis, like, I mean, Taylor Swift, one of the biggest, you know, artists in the world, and then like Adam Sandler is like beloved. And so I feel like it mitigates a little bit of the.
I agree. I mean, I think Adam Sandler is definitely the coolest part of this thing. And he showed up. Didn't he show up in shorts earlier? So, like, nobody knew that he was going to do this. Now, okay, last thing. 20-minute vows for each one. I mean, my God.
Good God.
She apparently sang during part of them. I just spoke to someone that went and said she thought she said something during her vows that she thought she was going to be writing other people's love songs her entire life, never thought she would meet someone like Travis. The part that I thought was interesting, I literally just spoke to someone who knew someone that went, and they said the food situation was it was so chaotic. You had to stand in line at these like stations and you were like given food and it was very disorganized. And then there was really not a lot of places for people to sit. There was no sit-down dinner.
Right.
So you were standing at these high-top tables, and there were some benches you could sit at, but it's like her guests are like, I mean, you rented out Madison Square Garden. You would think you would have like more of a proper
Enough
seating,
seats.
but apparently the food situation really drove people that went a little crazy. It was
like
a bit chaotic.
60,000 seats they could have chosen from.
Right.
You know?
Okay, so that's Taylor Swift's wedding, everybody.
Hi, I'm Vanessa from Jersey, and the biggest piece I'm trying to wrap my mind around is definitely the seating. I cannot figure out how in this arena, like everyone's invite have a row and a seat number on it, and I can agree with the eating, like where did they stand to eat? But overall, she deserves this. She's always been a big giver. And I just think that from her relationship songs that we all know went wrong, she deserved the biggest wedding out there.
And she got it. And she got it. I mean, she got it. Now, next, who is it? Who rivals Taylor Swift who might be getting engaged?
Oh, next?
Yeah.
Maybe one of her exes?
Now, the question is, will the Kardashians, like Kendall Jenner,
Kylie and Timothy.
and Kylie and Timothy,
Totally.
That would probably be the
see,
next one.
they will elope in Vegas.
You think?
Yeah.
Vegas.
No.
They will elope in
Why do you
Vegas.
think
No, they'll go to Turks. They love.
You don't think she'd try to one-up this? She's
No, I don't think she would.
Why?
really
Because of him. I don't think he's that
like
guy.
that.
Well, he's a big Knicks fan. Maybe they take Madison
Oh,
Square
God.
Garden too.
And actually invite the
actually
starting
invite the Knicks
five.
That's
Fine.
actually, they would go too.
Yeah.
You're
True.
right.
I mean, look, I also feel like seeing somebody like him, I mean, he's courtside for all. If you just draw from what you saw at the championship, the NBA championship series, this is not somebody who seems to want to be as discreet as possible. So I feel like there's a little bit of that showmanship.
Yeah, maybe.
Courtside for the entire Knicks series. And granted, sports is different than everything else because you can be an avowed sports fan and not want anybody else in your life for anything else. But like, again, doesn't exactly seem like the most subtle guy in the world.
Maybe. Let's move on from weddings. How's that?
Coming up.
There is a big controversy now in the World Cup. You are all aware by now, Flo Balogun is given a red card and suspended for tonight's game until Donald Trump called the president of FIFA.
You've just opened Pandora's box, so nothing is off the table to the rest of the world.
Be right back.
So there is a big controversy now in the World Cup. You are all aware by now, Flo Balogun is given a red card and suspended for tonight's game until Donald Trump called the president of FIFA. And then magically, the president of FIFA reversed the red card and Flo is going to play. So the question, if you're a USA fan, are you happy? If you're a USA fan, even though you'd like him to play because he is one of the star players, does it feel like dirty tricks if the president is calling and putting pressure on FIFA? So I'm so excited about this. Herculez Gomez, he was 10 years ago, he played in the World Cup for USA. And he is now with ESPN and has opinions about this. And who better to talk to? So Herculez, we're very excited. Welcome to TMZ Live.
Thanks, guys. I appreciate you guys having me.
So I guess, first of all, was the red card appropriate to begin with?
Well, it divides opinion. There are those who say this is not a red card in real time, in real action. If it's not a still frame or slow motion action, you can't deem this a red card. I'm of that category. Then there are those who say he endangered the safety of his opponent. It's a clear red card. So it really is divided. The majority of people I come across tend to think how I think. This should not have been a red card. But when you send the referee to VAR, because he initially does not give a red card, you can't deny the images that are given to him are going to be red card worthy every single time. So that to me here is a critical component that's not being talked about enough, is how divided people are on this.
There are those who say that that even if the U.S. is successful against Belgium, that this will put an asterisk on any potential win. Where do you stand on that?
Guys, you guys know how the news cycle is. If the U.S. men's national team advance next week, there may be a few people still talking about this, but it's going to go on with the next. Unfortunately for us Americans, We've done so much goodwill in this tournament. All the talk about the ticket prices and our hosting duties and the things that we're going to be lacking in this tournament. We have seemed to won them over as soon as they come to America. This team has won over neutrals, has won over fans all over the world for their play. They were one of the tournament darlings. Now all that goodwill has gone back to America being that, ugly big brother, if you will, being that kind of bully at times. And that's not the America we've shown the rest of the world in this World Cup. So it's unfortunate. But to answer your question, it'll mean very little in the eyes of Americans if they advance.
So what about the Trump factor? So is there any world where FIFA didn't fold under pressure by President Trump after receiving a fake Nobel-type prize from the president of FIFA?
Well, only Gianni Infantino and FIFA can answer that.
What do you think? What do you think?
Well, let me tell you what I can tell you. There's no precedent for this. And even if people, because they'll try to bring up history and into this, and they'll say, well, 1962, Herc, this happened with Garrincha, the famous Brazilian player, and he was allowed to play the final when he was red carded. The red card in 1960.
What about Cristiano Ronaldo, where he had a 3-game?
Well, I'll get into that right now. Harvey. But Garrincha in 62, the rule was different. And by the way, do you want to compare that and be on the same side of history of political pressure back then, of a key witness who went missing, who fled the country? Like, that's the evidence that you're trying to bring into play here for why this should be allowed. And Cristiano Ronaldo, which you rightly mentioned, that was pre-World Cup. And that sanction, by the way, that he was punished a game for it. It went from 3 to 1. He still served time.
But hold on, though. He was able to play in the World Cup because of those 2 games that they lifted.
Correct. But he still served a game. And this right here, nobody's saying they're rescinding a red card, guys. This is where we're getting it wrong. FIFA's not saying, we made a mistake, so this shouldn't be a red card. What they're saying is, the red card stands. We're suspending the suspension. We're allowing Fowler and Balogun to play. That's all they're saying here. They're not admitting to a mistake. If this happens 24 to 36 hours after the initial process, and they say, you know what, the process to determine the red card was erroneous and we got it wrong, we are rescinding the red card, that is one thing. They are admitting blame here, which they've never done, and they're still not doing. All they are saying is, we're suspending the suspension. He's on probation for a year. They're just allowing Fowler and Balogun to play. And Fowler and Balogun, who is an amazing player with a crazy, great story, is being used politically here. And that to me is the damning thing here, is that this great player and this great team now in the eyes of the world is being used.
In terms of his story, I mean, it is an amazing story. He was born to parents who lived in the UK, who lived in England, and because he was born in the United States, he was a beneficiary of birthright citizenship, which is very much in the news right now because it's been a top priority of this administration to rescind that policy. That went all the way up to the Supreme Court, and even the Supreme Court rebuked Trump and said that, this is in the plain text of the Constitution. We're not going to overturn the 14th Amendment to the United States, to the Constitution, rather. And so, can I just have your reaction generally to this idea that the same policy that Trump is trying to pull back on is really one that the greatness of this U.S. men's national team is able to benefit from?
Well, I would say the greatness of the United States of America. I am a son of Mexican immigrants, and I grew up with this yearning, this dream of representing my country at the highest of levels. To represent those who look like me, to have the same values as me, and to have the same dreams for a better America as me. I stopped representing my country in 2013. To this day, it's one of the most cherished moments in my life because I continue to believe we can be an exact representation of that. Fowler and Balogun and his family and what he represents, he had the choice of playing for England, playing for Nigeria, or playing for the United States of America. He chose the U.S. There's no greater privilege in choosing to represent something like this. This team of players, they come from all walks of life, social statuses, different birth countries, but they represent the United States of America, which I believe is one of the greatest countries that this world has ever seen. They represent something bigger than themselves. And no law that they're trying to establish or anything like that can take that away from them or us.
Okay, final thing. So one of the things about Donald Trump is that when he exercises power and it works, he gets emboldened. So what if in this game against Belgium, or if the U.S. wins, they go on to the next game, somebody gets a red card? I see a scenario where he would call the president of FIFA again. At a point, should his invitation be terminated, or is it all's fair in love and war, and he can do it again and get the same result?
Harvey, this is the thing here. FIFA has opened up Pandora's box. What's to stop the English Prime Minister from doing the same to his player who last night got red carded? What's to stop anybody, in the French government to doing the same with a player like Michael Olise, who just got a yellow card, who could be in danger if he gets a second yellow card in the next game of missing out on an important match? You've just opened Pandora's box. So nothing is off the table to the rest of the world. That is the problem here. That is the issue. It's an embarrassment what has happened and how it is being used against this American team, because, as you mentioned, there could be an asterisk. That'll mean very little to the American team if they advance. They could only control what they can control. But for the rest of the world, you're putting the integrity of the sport in doubt, and that is a shame.
So, final thing, really. I've interviewed, I don't know how many thousands of people. Of all the people I've interviewed, you have the most awesome name. And I really mean that. I love your name.
Yeah, you can blame the 1980s and my father's love for Arnold Schwarzenegger for that one.
There you go. Thanks, Hercules. Appreciate it.
Thanks.
Thanks, guys.
Coming up.
Newport Beach is a hoity-toity part of Southern California. I mean, it is where super rich people get on their boats on the weekend and have cocktail parties. Not so this weekend in Newport Beach. There was essentially a riot.
Be right back.
TMZ's got every freaking thing. Big celebs, big stories, big events.
Donnell Rawlings took TMZ DC on a city tour.
You know what the irony of this is? A black man takes a white person to the White House.
It's TMZ.
Welcome back to TMZ Live. So, Newport Beach is a hoity-toity part of Southern California. I mean, it is where super rich people get on their boats on the weekend and have cocktail parties. Not so this weekend in Newport Beach. There was essentially a riot. These are kids who just went insane on the beaches around Newport, looting stores. There were more than 400 arrests here, and this is all TikTok.
Yeah, I mean, they call these things teen takeovers. I feel like I'm a boomer explaining this right now. They're called teen takeovers, see?
Okay, you don't have to make fun of boomers, okay?
So there are these teen takeovers, and they organize on TikTok, and then they just descend onto random parts of the country. It happened in Raleigh, North Carolina. There were thousands of arrests.
There were shootings in some of these places. But I mean, it's like, they're like gangs. Honestly, they are. Well, I'm actually serious. They are like gangs. They're unformed gangs where everybody shows up, and they show up to riot.
Yeah. Well, they had to close down all the beaches and a bunch of the bars down there because they were getting everyone off the Newport Peninsula because it became so rowdy. But like, what happened to the days of like on 4th of July when you just want to like go hook up with a girl or a guy if that's what you're like looking to do? Why are they doing this?
I think to some degree, I mean, people don't see each other in person that much because of the internet, and so when you have like,
this is socialization.
I mean, like this is it when it doesn't really happen, and when it does happen, I mean, it's like this is what it looks like, kind of infused with the internet. But at the same time, I mean, when I was a kid, like growing up in Jersey, we would meet at the mall and like fight people at the mall. Like, it just
fight people?
I mean, yeah, like groups of kids would like fight each other, just dumb kids. But we didn't have the internet, so it was like 9 of us. This is what happens when you have that same strategy, but you're open to the entire world.
See, I think this is a little different. I think these are people who are not socialized because of, phones and social media, and they don't know how to socialize. And this is just the kind of primitive, social.
But this is mob mentality. That's been going around forever.
Not like this. Not like this.
Not in Newport, but there's always been mob mentality.
I remember when we started TMZ, there was a thing where Justin Bieber used to say, I'm going to be at a mall, and that everybody would show up at the mall, but nobody would fight. And there was one time they did, and it was so alarming that they almost prosecuted Scooter Braun for it by not calling people off. I covered the LA riots. There is little difference between what happened there and what happened in Newport Beach over the weekend. There's little difference. And I mean, there were more fires and there were more gunshots, but the looting is exactly the same. Yeah. And it's looting for the sake of looting. It wasn't... Right.
At least the riots had a pretext. Like there was a reason that people took to the streets for that one. This is just because
it was a police brutality,
some entertainment.
Right? Yeah.
What's up, y'all? I'm Daniel from Texas. It's not nice to see public celebrations like this descend into chaos, but I really think it's a reflection of how the youth in America are feeling at this time. They're seeing their futures taken away from them. They're seeing crackdowns on freedoms that were given to the generations before them. So although I'm not the type to excuse looting or rioting, it's wrong. I don't know how mad I can be upset seeing a young generation of kids, just resisting authority like every generation before them.
Yeah, but you know what? It's one thing to resist authority for a purpose, fighting against the Vietnam War, fighting against racism, and just going out because somebody on TikTok said, let's get together and loot pavilions.
Coming up.
So Taylor Frankie Paul from Secret Lives of Mormon Wives, she went to rehab. She's getting dragged for it. And there are cynics who believe she's doing this because her baby daddy is asking for full custody of their kid.
I knew that I was in a spot to take a step back and be like, okay, we need a reset.
Be right back.
So Taylor Frankie Paul from Secret Lives of Mormon Wives, the ill-fated bachelorette, she went to rehab. You would think part of this is anger management after throwing the bar stools at her baby daddy.
Yeah.
But she's getting dragged for it. And there are cynics who believe she's doing this because her other baby daddy is asking for full custody of their kid after seeing the antics on video. So she is pissed off about this, and here is what she said.
I'm very open with my mental health. I had to be the first one to share, but it's okay that I'm not. I knew that I was in a spot to take a step back and be like, okay, we need a reset. But facilities are not for just substance. There are a list of reasons why people go into them. Number one priority was just a reset for my mental health and to get away. Decompress, whether it's one day, whether it's 7, whether it's 30. I willingly did that. That was my choice. It kind of bums me out that kind of weaponized against me actually doing the right thing of noticing I needed extra help. And whatever that may be, I ended up finding a really good antidepressant that has been working for me.
She said, whether it's 30 days, 7 days, or 1 day is not going to rehab. It's just not.
Right. One day is to be able to say, to give yourself some good PR and be able to say that you went to rehab. Yeah. But I feel like, but look, at the same time, I think in terms of the longer stretches of time, I mean, look, I kind of see what she's saying in the sense that it kind of sucks to do to do something, to take steps forward and then get attacked for it. Because what's the alternative? To not do anything and then get attacked for that.
I think regardless if it was for, I know a lot of people are saying, she's in this custody battle, so she wants to look good. I think whether it's for optics or like for genuine purposes, for her to go get help, I think is a good thing regardless.
No, it's a good thing, but it's like, if I want to get away for 1 day, that's not, I mean, the getaway may be going to a doctor and getting antidepressants.
That's true, which clearly she said are working for her, which is great.
So the other thing that is out there is The Bachelorette, that they were a couple of days from airing it when the video came out. And there are a lot of rumblings over at ABC that we're hearing that they want to release the show. It costs them a ton of money, and that she needs to take these steps to kind of show that she authentically is moving on from what you saw in that video.
Yeah. So what do you think, like in terms of upside and downside for ABC in doing this?
I think for ABC, if she's taking these steps and time kind of heals over, it just does. I think this show is going to air, and I think, honestly, a lot of the end game here is so this show airs, because it's going to help her.
Hi, my name is Keats, and I'm from Washington, D.C. Now, Taylor Frankie Paul going to seek help, I think it's great that she's actually making this public knowledge. Now, the other thing, towards the end, she mentions about the prescription, and I think the entire video, she does go on to say that she would suggest or should tell people the prescriptions that she took. And I disagree with that. I think it's great to encourage people to seek help and go to mental health professionals. But for her to then say, oh, these are going to be the things that I'm taking, I think that's where we should draw a line.
No, you're right, because you're absolutely right, because people can find these things. It's not like you can short circuit a doctor and Taylor Frankie Paul's taking this medicine, I'll take it too. Yeah. That's the problem with celebrities. That is the problem with celebrities. One size does not fit all.
All right, so let's talk about Tilly Norwood. She is, I guess, the most famous AI actress that there is. She's set to make her film debut in a computer-generated movie called Misaligned. So this is a comedy drama telling a coming-of-age story infused with existential AI chaos, which feels very beta, or very meta, I should say. Obviously, it's getting a lot of pushback. SAG-AFTRA expressed their distaste for the AI actor.
They're threatened. So
totally.
Well, but the thing is, they're saying that we should shun it, but they're saying that it's competitive and maybe as good as if not better, than real actors. Because why else would they rail against it if they weren't threatened by it and if they didn't think it was good?
100%. I mean, look, it's getting to the point where, even people who've grown up in the digital age are having trouble discerning what's real from what's AI.
Wait for 3 years. In
100%.
In 3 years, nobody's going to know.
No.
And it's the reality of life right now. Just the way cashiers are going to get replaced, actors may get replaced.
No movie that's going to withstand the test of time. No movie, like we were literally talking about it this morning, the 70s and 80s are so far removed from AI, and no one's going to remember movies that are generated by AI because they're not memorable. They're just going to be this slop.
Says an inspiring screenwriter.
Look, it's going to be
slop.
You're right.
It's just going to be slop.
I would agree with that.
Slop.
It's going to be formulaic. AI only knows what it can train off of. And so inherently, if something already exists, if something doesn't exist yet, AI won't be able to train off of that.
So let me ask you a question. How many actors do you see in Toy Story?
That's animation. That's a different thing.
I'm asking a question. How many actors?
0.
Okay. How many actors in all the other, The Lion King, say?
Those are animation, Harvey.
I understand
There's a big difference between AI and animation.
One is purposefully manipulative because it's making you think that it's real when it's not.
Right.
And the other is just animation. But it's human writers, human voices, human storytelling.
Okay. So what if in 2 or 3 years it's indistinguishable? What if it's indistinguishable?
I don't think
from real people.
I don't think it'll.
What if it is?
I don't think it will.
Let's say, just humor me. Let's say it is.
If it is, then I guess we have to enter a competitive market against AI that can replicate things to that level. But I think there's something AI cannot replicate the human aspect of movies, which is what makes us respond to those movies.
So why are you so nervous? Why is SAG-AFTRA so nervous?
I just don't think they should be doing it.
I actually am a little bit nervous because I think that it's going to become more financially advantageous for them to create this kind of slop, and resources are finite. Money is finite. And so if you're allocating all of your financial resources toward this because maybe it's just formulaic and they know that they'll make money off of it and it's so cheap, then where's the room for the great films? Where's the room for Forrest Gump and Shawshank Redemption and A Beautiful Mind?
But what if you can do a Forrest Gump?
You can't.
No, now you can't. But what if in 3 years? Because that's where it's heading. It's not like it's developed yet, but it's going this way. And if SAG-AFTRA is that upset, what they're upset about is that it's going to reach the level of human beings. Otherwise, they wouldn't be upset. If you're right, people wouldn't go see it.
No, that's not true. It's just not true.
Hi, my name's Tatiana. I'm from Tampa, Florida, and I do understand that AI is the future. However, I think it's better used to support the arts and not replace it. We already have a bunch of AI Instagram Reels and TikToks that come on our feed all the time, and I don't think they're that good. I think they're easy to spot. Like you said, slop. So I don't think we should head that way towards the movies. And I've seen enough AI robot movies to know there's potential for other bad things to happen as well.
This scares you, doesn't it?
I mean, look, it's not that it scares me. I just think it'll usher in a de-evolution of great storytelling.
Unless it can be a combination of screenwriters and AI.
Coming up.
Amar'e Stoudemire is Jewish. He converted. There may be something in his future that would absolutely make him the tallest rabbi in the world.
Right.
I don't think there's even a contest here.
Be right back.
Well, it turns out we may not be the tallest Jews in the world, you know?
Damn.
Amar'e Stoudemire, who is Jewish, he converted, and TMZ Sports talked to him, and there may be something in his future that would absolutely make him the tallest rabbi in the world. Right. I don't think there's even a contest here.
What is the goal? What are you studying? Is rabbinical school in your future? Like, what is the goal? What is next for Amar'e Stoudemire in the Judaic aspect?
Yeah, you never know, man. It's about just continuing just to keep your brain active. So I'm always studying. I'm always preparing myself for whatever's next. And who knows what happens, right? The future's always unpredictable. But God willing, man, things work out in the right direction.
Could we ever see a rabbi Amar'e Stoudemire? That's a lot of school.
That's a lot of school, but it's not far-fetched, so you never know.
I mean, it's possible.
I absolutely love this. He's very, very sincere about his Judaism.
He's an Israeli citizen.
That's right. He's an Israeli citizen. He studies this stuff very, very seriously. During the Knicks playoff run, he's a very famous Knick. He wouldn't go to certain games that were, he's Shomer Shabbos. If it conflicted with his religious sort of duties, he would not attend the game. So I give him a lot of credit. I think it's this looks like I doubt he becomes a rabbi, but he's certainly sincere in his religious beliefs.
And just the idea that, sorry, not doing Friday nights. That's amazing.
Incredible, right? Yeah, and there isn't a long list of great Jewish athletes. There's a very slim volume. I had
already.
It's like Dolce, Sean Gray. You had it, right?
Sandy Koufax, and then a lot of an appendix.
Yeah. Weird that all the sports with like height being a major factor don't include a lot of Jews.
It's a tough
How tall
beat
was
for
Sandy
many.
Koufax, by the way?
Sandy Koufax wasn't that tall, right?
But you don't need to be that. Yeah, but you don't need to be that tall.
Dolph Shays, though, back in the day was a basketball player. He was kind of tall, but he's the best one.
But we see
Famous
these
Jewish athletes. It's that.
It's a slim volume.
Every weekend we put polls up on the website to see how we feel about things that we posted over the last week. We did it this weekend. Here are the results. Mamdani's 78-degree AC. He's looking out for all of the New Yorkers, or screw that, 69 all the way.
This is such manufactured outrage. This happens all the time. Red states, blue states. There's constantly. Nikki Haley, when she was the governor of South Carolina, put out a message to regulate thermostats.
But 69 is going to win.
Let's see.
By a hair. There you go.
Yeah.
Okay, next.
Empire State Building, the couple that
love
scaled
them.
the Empire State Building, throw the book at him or too awesome to convict?
I'm sorry. Absolutely too awesome to convict.
I agree.
Sorry.
I agree.
Oh, that's an outrage.
Man.
That's an outrage.
Y'all need to loosen up. These people are just doing whatever they can for love.
Okay. You know what? You do this one, because this is you.
President Trump earning $2 billion in 2025 is either good for him, that's capitalism, or feels wrong while he's in office.
It's going to be the first.
I mean, it is so egregious. The notion that this is just, Jimmy Carter sold his peanut farm.
Okay, I don't know the result, but I think this is going to upset. Oh,
feels
my God.
wrong while he's in office.
I'm
There
really
is some
shocked.
that restores some degree of faith in humanity there.
I'm shocked at that result.
I'm not. People, look, if you come in office on this pretext that you're going to help the little guy, and then you earn $2 billion mostly through crypto, meme coins, and stable coins, I think people get a bad taste in their mouth.
But you could get a Bible or a watch.
Yeah, you can get a Bible, you can get a watch, you can get look, he's hawking. There's no shortage of products that he's willing to hawk. Doesn't mean that that it still doesn't give the appearance of impropriety or is outright corrupt.
Coming up.
The Olympian canoeist David Hearn was indicted in Washington, D.C. for allegedly vandalizing the reflecting pool. We talked with Representative Paulina Luna.
I don't think he should get 10 years, but he obviously shouldn't be doing that.
Be right back.
So, last week, the Olympian canoeist David Hearn was indicted in Washington, D.C. for allegedly vandalizing the reflecting pool, pulling a piece of the floor up from the bottom. And Jeanine Pirro held a big news conference, and it felt like this dude could go to prison for that. He says he didn't do it. We talked with Representative Paulina Luna in D.C., and she kind of takes a middle ground approach on this.
So David Hearn, he got indicted by Judge Jeanine Pirro. What do you think his punishment should be?
Well, obviously that's not nice. Probably a couple of hours community service. I don't think he should get 10 years, but he obviously shouldn't be doing that because it is not nice and it is considered vandalism. Look, I'll tell you a story. When I was younger, I was actually at a teen Bible study, and they just poured concrete. I put my initials in the concrete, and they got mad about it, and I had to apologize. I ended up having to show up and do a couple of hours at the church to kind of make do with it. So community service.
So jail time would be, I guess, too much. I mean, he said that he just touched the paint. I mean, that
well, they do have cameras, and I don't think that Judge Jeanine would just file something for, no evidence based on him.
No.
We're not Judge Jeanine. not our Judge Jeanine.
She's wrong. Because when Pirro held the news conference, she said, we have witnesses. If they would have had video, which shocks me that you would think they have video of the National Mall, every inch of it. But I don't think there's any video because she would have said it. So this is all going to be based on witnesses.
Look, they would be plastering these photos and videos everywhere if they had them. This administration, you think they're going to be discerning with the amount of video evidence they put out if they actually had proof?
No video, but, she told a story that this guy was defiant, that the people from the national parks came up and tried talking to him, and he got really aggressive. We will see. I don't think you necessarily believe everything you hear at a news conference.
I mean, look, these people don't have credibility anymore. They're the same people coming out and saying that somebody cut a 350-foot-long gash in the reflecting pool.
How would they physically do that without somebody knowing? I suppose in the middle of the night, it's only the ghost of George Washington.
Coming up.
Nicki Minaj may have a new residency at the White House.
We also have a woman that is so respected and so hot.
Be right back.
Nicki Minaj may have a new residency at the White House. She showed up again today in the Rose Garden, and President Trump said some things that pretty stunning.
We also have a woman that is so respected and so hot and so great and such a great friend of, I don't say conservative, I say of common sense. She's a fantastic person, and she's a woman that's respected by everybody, and she's got real talent. Nicki Minaj. Nicki, stand up, please.
He called her hot.
Well, look, he also calls America the hottest country in the world right now. Every day he's trying to get the attention away from his failing economy, and so I feel like it devalues the word hot a little bit when he uses it.
This is going to make Ivanka really pissed.
Ivanka. Trust me, I think there's no shortage of attention that Trump is going to pay to Ivanka.
We'll see you tomorrow.